Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Tangled in My Books. My name is Yari and today's video is going to be if you like this TV show, then you'll probably like this book. Yeah, so obviously because it's a booktube channel, I really like books, I like reading books, but I also love TV shows. I just mainly love any form of storytelling, like TV shows, movies, but mainly TV shows. So yeah, so I thought it would be fun to choose some TV shows and pair it to a book that I feel like it's at least a little bit similar, or like has like the same, like, not plot line, but it has similarities. That's what I'm trying to say. So I have a few options here, and obviously it also works with, if you like this book, you'll probably like this TV show. So you'll go either way. The first one I have is if you liked Pretty Little Liars. And I'm not gonna pick the Pretty Little Liars show because obviously if you like Pretty Little Liars, then you should probably pick up the Pretty Little Liars books. But to be honest, I've only read like 1.5 of them and I didn't continue on with them. But the book that I have for you if you liked Pretty Little Liars it's the Rule duology. So there's Rule and Rise by Ellen Goodlett. Rise just came out recently. I haven't read it yet, but I really enjoyed Rule. So basically what I feel like is similar in Rule from Pretty Little Liars is the whole, first off, the main characters are female in both, and there's a mystery and there are also secrets. That's what I feel like these two things have in common, the TV show and this book. So yeah, there's secrets and a mystery in both of these, as well as because in Rule it focuses on 3 sisters. So a little bit about Rule is that I'm falling is that these 3 girls are being summoned to the king because the crown prince was murdered, and now he needs one of his illegitimate daughters, which they find out once they get summoned that they are his illegitimate daughters. So he needs one of them to take the throne because not only has his only heir been murdered, he's sick, so he's dying, so he needs someone to take the throne. But yeah, so like the tagline for Rule is 3 sisters, 3 deadly secrets, only one can wear the crown. But what I also think is very similar between these two things is that something like their secrets and their lies and all of that is what brings like the Pretty Little Liars together and the 3 sisters together, because they now need to come together and figure out who knows their secrets and who is, you know, threatening them now. Because in both this TV show and this book, there's a person that knows their secrets and is like, if you don't do this or that, I'm gonna tell your secrets. So yeah, so they have to figure out who this person is that's blackmailing them in both. So yeah, that's why I feel that if you liked Pretty Little Liars, you will like Rule by Ellen Goodlett. Once I read, I know Rise is gonna be just as good as Rule, because Rule was amazing. Yeah, so again, if you liked Pretty Little Liars, you should pick up the Rule duology. That's my first recommendation. So my second recommendation is if you love the TV show The Bold Type, then you will probably like Cocktails for 3 by Madeline Wickham, aka Sophie Kinsella. So basically, what I feel like these two things have in common is the, again, female protagonist, and they are 3 friends here and 3 friends here. So 3 friends in Cocktails for 3 and 3 friends in The Bold Type. So in both of them, you are following their friendship, but as well as you're following their separate journeys and like the path that they are on. So I feel like that they're similar in that way. So what Cocktails for Three is about these three friends. I read this a while ago, so I think it describes the best friends here. So I'm just gonna, okay. So there's Roxanne. She's glamorous, self-confident, with a secret lover, a married man. Then there's Maggie, capable and high-achieving until she finds the one thing she can cope with, motherhood. Then there's Candace. Why can't I say that? Candace. There's Candace. She's honest, decent, or so she believes, until a ghost from her past turns up. So that's like a little bit of like what each of them are going through in their own lives, but it doesn't only just follow them. It's not like three like separate like stories. It's, you know, their story together, but you follow each of them in their journey and like what they're going through and their struggles, as well as in the Bow Type, where it's about this friendship, but you also follow them each individually and you see like what they're going through. Yeah, so that's why I feel like if you like the Bow Type, you will like Cocktails for Three. The only thing is that in the Bow Type, the three of them work together, and it focuses a lot on them working in the same company and all that. And in Cocktails for Three, that's not the case. They don't work together, but they are three best friends, just like in the Bow Type, and you follow each of their journeys separately, but also their friendship together. So yeah, that's my second recommendation. So my third recommendation is, if you liked Once Upon a Time, then you will probably like the Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Myers. So the 4 books in this series is Cinder, a retelling of Cinderella; Scarlet, a retelling of Little Red Riding Hood; Cress, a retelling of Rapunzel; and Winter, a retelling of Snow White. And if you, for some reason, have never heard about Once Upon a Time, this takes fairy tales and puts them in like the modern world. So basically, long story short, the evil queen cast a curse, and it brought all the like fairy tale characters to this town called Storybrooke in Maine. So what I feel that it's similar between Once Upon a Time and the Lunar Chronicles is the fact that they're both are taking on a retelling of sorts of fairy tales. They're focusing on fairy tale characters. And Once Upon a Time is they stick a little bit more to the true fairy tale, and in Cinder, Marissa Meyer, she takes like the story of Cinderella, but like completely changes it, but it's still the same, if that makes any sense. Yeah, so like you will read, if you read this, you will see like the similarities in Cinderella, like the little like nods to the story, where it's like, you know, that's part of Cinderella but in a new way. And that's also what Once Upon a Time does. It takes like the Disney movies that, you know, those fairy tales, and just like changes it in a way where it still is the same story that you know, but it's different and it's new. And I feel like they both do that really well, where it's, you know, the story, but it's told in a new way that makes it exciting. As well as like in the Lunar Chronicles, each book is named after a different character. They're not companion novels or standalones. It's a series. So all the characters like Cinderella, Cinder, Cress, Scarlet, and Winter, all those characters, they interact with each other. And this book is in the series, it's one long story where where their stories intertwine. And that's the same as with Once Upon a Time. It's not like there's Cinderella story and there's Little Red Riding story and there's Rapunzel or Belle or whatever. All their stories intertwine with each other, and that's the same thing with the Lunar Chronicles. All their stories intertwine with each other and they interact with each other. So that's one of the things I find really cool about both the TV show and the book. yeah, so it's like I wonder how Belle and Jasmine would interact or something. You get that with this. Well, not Belle and Jasmine, but with other fairy tale characters or like different Disney characters. So yeah, so if you liked Once Upon a Time, you will like the Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer. The next and last recommendation I have is a fairly obvious one and one that people make a connection with like all the time, and that is if you like honestly any kind of superhero show. So I'm just gonna name some of the ones that I watch, which is two: Supergirl and The Flash. Right, yeah, that's the only ones I watch. Yeah, so if you like Supergirl, The Flash, Arrow, Batman, I'm blanking, or any kind of superhero movie too, any of them, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, you know, superheroes. I can't list them all. I'm not that into superheroes. I dip my toes into the superhero fandom, but I'm not that in it. Anyway, so if you like any kind of superhero show, I recommend the Renegades trilogy. The first two books are currently out, which the first book is Renegades, and the second book is Arch Enemies, and the last book is coming out in November, which is called Supernova, and they're by Marissa Meyer, so another Marissa Meyer recommendation. So this one is fairly obvious. This one's fairly obvious, the similarities between those superhero TV shows and these books is that it's about superheroes. Yeah, so there's a good side and evil side, but are the good guys the good guys? Are the bad guys the bad guys? You know, superheroes. Renegades. So it follows this girl named Nova and this guy named Adrian. And Nova, she really believed in the Renegades, which is like, how do you describe that? So the Renegades, they're pretty much like, they're like trying to keep the peace. They took out the anarchists like years before this started, and now like the villains, with Nova and the villains, they are trying to take down the Renegades. So they find a way to get Nova into Renegade's headquarters so she could gain information about them and take them down from within. So yeah, this one left off in a crazy cliffhanger, and I can't wait for Supernova to come out. Oh yeah, so like got it. So like the Renegades, they're like Justice League, because you know they were all like their own like separate superheroes, but then they came together. I do really recommend this trilogy if you like anything superhero. So yeah, that's all I have for today. Those are my 4 recommendations. If you like this TV show, then you like this book, or the other way around. Please let me know down below if you like this TV show, you like this book. Let me know down below, because I would love to learn about some new TV shows and books. So yeah, if you like this video, please let me know down below in the comments. And like always, all of our social media links will be linked down below in the description box, so you can check us out there. And don't forget to subscribe to become a member of our little family here on Tangled Up in Books. So we'll catch you here next time. Bye.